Have you ever thought about having your own personal spa? You know, like a little escape pod right there in your house? That's exactly the dream the Hongyuan one-person infrared sauna is selling. But today, we're going to cut right through all the marketing hype and get to the real story by diving into what actual owners are saying.
I mean, the idea is amazing, right? No more driving to a spa, no more paying for memberships every month, just the pure luxury of a good, solid sweat session whenever you feel like it, literally just a few steps away.
But that's always the big question, isn't it? Once that giant box shows up and you get it all unpacked, does it actually become part of your daily life, or does it just end up being an expensive piece of furniture in the corner? Well, let's find out what the people who've already bought one have to say. And right off the bat, the first clue we get is, wow, an average rating of 4.7 out of 5 stars. That's a really strong sign that most people are pretty darn happy with this thing. And we're not just talking about a handful of glowing reviews here. This rating comes from over 200 verified reviews. That gives us a super reliable, big-picture look at what it's like to actually own one of these long-term.
Okay, so first things first, what exactly is this thing? Well, a lot of owners describe it as their personal heat cocoon. It's this compact little space that's designed for one thing, giving you an intense, focused sweat.
And the magic behind that experience is the technology. It's a far infrared sauna. So unlike those old school saunas that just blast hot air until you can barely breathe, this one uses infrared heaters to warm up your body directly. Owners say it creates this deep, penetrating heat that feels way less suffocating, but gets you sweating just as much, if not more.
And if you look at the key features, you can totally see why it's so popular for home use. It's made from solid hemlock and okume wood, which is great. It plugs into a normal wall outlet, no special wiring needed, thank goodness, and it has a low EMF rating. That stands for low electromagnetic fields, which is a huge deal for a lot of health-conscious buyers. Add in a max temp that gets up to almost 150 degrees and built-in Bluetooth for your music or podcasts. Yep, you can see the appeal.
So, what's really driving that awesome 4.7-star rating? Let's get into the specifics that people are absolutely raving about in their 5-star reviews.
First and foremost, the most important thing, it delivers. I mean, the number one reason you buy a sauna is to get a good sweat. And owner after owner confirms this little unit is an absolute powerhouse.
And this quote from a verified buyer, George Kelly, just says it all. After 40 minutes, I'm soaked. Just what I was hoping for. That's it. That's the results people are paying for. And it proves that even with its small size, this thing works.
Okay, let's be honest. When you buy something big online, one of the first things you dread is putting it together, right? Is it going to be a total nightmare that ruins your weekend? Well, according to owners, the answer is a big, resounding no. People are genuinely surprised by how simple it is.
And you gotta love this quote from Jody. She says she put it together all by herself and was, rightfully, pretty proud of herself. And you see stories like this again and again in the reviews. People knocking out the assembly on their own in about an hour. That makes the whole idea of a home sauna feel way less intimidating and way more doable.
Now, beyond just how well it works and how easy it is to set up, owners keep talking about the incredible value. For them, this isn't just a one-time purchase. It's a smart investment that's actually saving them money.
And this owner, Teeb, literally did the math for us. In just 10 months, the sauna pays for itself by replacing their pricey spa membership. I mean, that's a seriously powerful argument for bringing that whole experience into your own home.
All right, but let's be real here. No product is perfect. And to get a really honest, balanced look, we have to check out the 4-star reviews and talk about the common little annoyances that pop up.
So the biggest gap between what people expect and what they get seems to be the heat up time. You might hope for instant heat, but the reality is you got to plan ahead a little. Most owners say it takes a solid 30 to 45 minutes to get up to that peak temperature around 149 degrees.
Now, this piece of feedback is really interesting. This buyer, Richard, was a bit skeptical about the whole low EMF claim, so he actually went out and tested it himself. And what did he find? The sauna performed exactly as advertised. You know, that's huge. It shows that even the most cautious buyers are being won over, and that builds a ton of confidence in the product.
So here's a quick look at the other minor things people mention. The instructions can be a little vague. Some people notice small cosmetic things like little chips in the wood. A few say the leg heaters don't feel quite as hot as the back panels. Oh, and almost everyone agrees, breaking down the giant shipping crate is actually harder than building the sauna itself. These are just the small trade-offs you make for the price point.
Okay, so after weighing all the amazing things people love against those little annoyances, what's the bottom line here? What's the final verdict?
This really boils down to one simple question. Is this the right move for you and what you're trying to achieve with your wellness routine? And honestly, the answer just depends on what your priorities are.
This sauna is going to be an absolutely fantastic fit if you find yourself nodding along to these points. First, you're short on space. You've got a corner in a room or maybe some space in the garage. Second, you're really serious about creating a daily wellness ritual. Third, you're specifically on the hunt for a low EMF model. And finally, you're just plain tired of shelling out money for spa visits and want an investment that pays you back. If that sounds like you, then the owners would tell you you're going to love it.
And that really brings us to the final thought. The main trade-off is pretty clear. You have to be a little patient and plan for that 30 to 45-minute preheat. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: is that little bit of patience a fair price to pay for having your own personal daily escape right there in your home? For over 200 very happy owners, the answer seems to be a huge, resounding yes.
We rise like tall buildings.